Good afternoon, everyone. Luke Taylor here for another album review, and today's album is 1998, Iced Earth, Something Wicked This Way Comes. So Something Wicked This Way Comes is Iced Earth's sixth studio album, and it came at an interesting time when they were down some members. Technically, in the credits, the band is listed as only having 3 members, that being John Schaffer, Matt Barlow, and James McDonough, the bass player. So the drums were hired and the guitar was hired and different instrumentalists like the flute on 1776, etc. Now I do have some problems with this album because it has some of my very favorite Iced Earth songs and some of the songs that I think are the very best, and they just kill live when they play them, especially when Matt Barlow sings. And those are Burning Times, Watching Over Me, Melancholy, and Consequences. Now I really love Consequences. I don't play it live very much, but just starting the album off with Burning Times and going to Melancholy, I mean, that's just epic right there, right away. So the problem that I have with this is really the Something Wicked trilogy at the end. And it is very impressive. John Schaffer is a great writer, and he really attacks the theme. So he does have a big idea and a big theme, and he writes, in the passages of the music, like in different songs, he writes little cinematic and thematic parts. So they're like little movie orchestra kind of things, not with strings all the time, but the idea of epic themes and connecting these in different songs, and not just like riffs and all that kind of stuff, where they're really a melody, and it's really something that's gonna like carry through the album. So he's always doing that. And with Something Wicked, they have an Egyptian theme, which is very cool. And if you look at some of the songs with this idea of a pharaoh or a leader or Egypt or an analogy for Egypt, it's very cool. But then the Something Wicked trilogy comes at the end, and it kind of messes it up for me. Because the guy on the cover is, well, you can see, he's kind of look like a mummy guy with an ankh and the hellhounds and stuff. He's a created fictional guy called Set Abomine, and Set is a god of ancient Egypt, a god of desert and chaos and that kind of thing. And so I get why he took that name, but then, it's a fictional thing. He comes from a fictional race called the Satan, and they're like aliens, and there's a whole, you can read the story. That's the thing, is you shouldn't need to read too much of a story to actually get what's going on. But yeah, that's the case for this. And I think it takes away with the other thing that was going on. So, and there's even a song called 1776, which is, of course, if you know American history, a very important date because it's the independence of America from England. And I just think it's a bit like the message is a bit muddled if you imagine a true like Egyptian theme on the earlier part of this record. It makes a lot of sense and it's very cool. And then the last part, and again, he's creating a fictional universe and a fictional thing, but then he's calling Set Abomine the Antichrist and talking about murdering Jesus and John F. Kennedy, and I don't understand that because to blend a fictional world and a real world and history and that kind of thing, it's just interesting. And this did resonate with many fans, and he kept doing it, and I think that's cool that he is able to write fantasy or comic book inspired things or historical things for his fan base. I personally am a huge fan of his historical kind of take and his kind of very American patriotic take. I think John Schaffer is one of the pillars of that kind of ideal and that kind of music, and I really appreciate that he does that. Having things like the guitar with the Gadsden flag and that kind of thing. So I really appreciate that. So I don't want this to come off as too negative, because I know that he does an awesome job when he tackles a theme. Sometimes for a listener, me or a musician or whatever, it just doesn't work out. And I think that this is a mixed bag for me because it has so many great songs, and I really love those songs like Burning Times and Consequences and Watching Over Me. And quickly, I will say, I do believe this is probably Matt Barlow's best record. He's hitting amazing high notes here, singing with great power. Again, Matt Barlow being one of my favorite metal singers and a really underrated dude all around. And I don't want to get too negative, but I do think that the hired guitar player, I forgot his name, but the hired guitar player could have been a lot better. This is 1998. You could have got, I think someone like Jake E. Lee was out there, or someone like George Lynch. It would have been amazing. This would have been a gold album if you had George Lynch on here, or someone like that was just, really unique and amazing. Someone like Marty Friedman, that kind of thing. This would have been a real win. My rating, bronze. So, have you heard Something Wicked This Way Comes? What do you think of it? Do you like the Something Wicked trilogy? What's your favorite Iced Earth album? Do you have one? Please let me know in the comments below. Please check out all the links below and my music. Please check out all my other reviews on this channel. Have a great day. See you later.